Picture this, a McMansion neighborhood. You know the kind. We've all seen them. Beautifully maintained gardens, perfect lawns, golf carts being driven where there may or may not be any golf course near. But guess what happens in the shock event? In 72 hours, this quiet neighborhood becomes a cage. You think your home equity makes you safe? You think that millionaire status we talked about last week provides a buffer? In a systemic collapse, your manicured lawn is a desert. Your $80,000 SUV is a 5,000-pound paperweight. And your neighbors, the people who you wave to every morning, perfunctorily though that may be, are about to become your biggest tactical problem. Today, we're pulling back the mask on the American suburb. We're breaking down the 4 specific failure points that make the middle-class dream a death trap when the just-in-time system snaps. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how to de-risk your life before the shelves go empty. The first thing you have to understand is that the suburb has zero local resiliency. In the Bosnia survival lessons, we learned that cities have density and rural areas have resources, but the suburb has neither. Your local grocery store is a miracle of modern logistics, but it's a fragile one. Most suburban markets are replenished every 24 hours. They don't have backstock anymore. They have just-in-time delivery. When the trucks stop, whether it's a cyber attack, a fuel strike, or a currency collapse, that store is empty in 6 hours. You do not own food. You own a subscription to a delivery service that is about to cancel your plan. And if you're relying on the grocery store 3 miles away, you are not middle class. You are a refugee who has not started walking yet. Next, let's talk about your castle. Your suburban home is a marvel of comfort, but it is a total dependent. It cannot breathe without the grid. In a true collapse, the water main is your first point of failure. If the pumps lose power, the pressure drops. In a high-density suburb, sanitation becomes a nightmare within, at best, 96 hours. You cannot bug in if you cannot flush the toilet or drink from the tap. Contrast that with a rural well or a gravity-fed system. In the suburbs, you are tied to a centralized failure point. This is why your net worth on a screen does not matter. $1 million in a brokerage account will not buy you a gallon of clean water when the taps go dry and the local currency is being used as kindling. So now we have to address the elephant in the room, your neighbors. I saw the comments. Half of you said, the lone wolf dies. The other half said, neighbors are just mouths to feed. But here's the brutal reality, if history is any teacher. Most of your neighbors are suffering from normalcy bias. They will spend the first 48 hours of a crisis waiting for the government to fix it. By hour 72, they will be desperate. The broke millionaire next door, the guy with the boat, the third car, the jet skis, is the most dangerous person on the block. And why? Because he has the highest standard of living to lose and the fewest skills to maintain it. He has no barterability. He has no utility assets. You need to identify the skilled assets on your block now. Who is the mechanic? Who is the nurse? Who has the garden? If you do not have a neighborhood tribe formed before the lights go out, you are just a target with a welcome mat. So imagine this. In a crash, a $30 water filter is worth more than a $3,000 watch. And that is what I mean by utility. So how do you de-risk? First, stop the identity spending. If you are buying things to look like you are winning the suburban race, you are losing the survival race. Second, caloric security. Do not have 3 days of food. Have 3 months. This is not prepping, it's insurance. Third, community audit. Go talk to your neighbors, not about the end of the world, but about skills. Build a social capital now so that when the just-in-time system fails, you're not defending your home alone. Being prepared is not about living in fear. It's about being the person who can help when everyone else is panicking. So tell me in the comments, what is the one thing in your house right now that would be completely useless within 72 hours of a grid down scenario? Let's expose the suburban trap together. And now you know the rest of the story about the middle class trap and why your suburb is the most dangerous place in a crash. Prepare accordingly. Build that stack. iBankerU. Good day.